Hey guys, what is going on? Alex here. Welcome back to another video. Today, as you can see by the title, we're going to be ranking Coventry City away days of the 2019-20 season.
Now quickly, before we do get into this video, make sure you do hit the big red subscribe button and leave a like, turning on the notification bell. It is massively appreciated. We're on our way to 5k subs and we're hoping to hit it by the end of the year. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to Sam SHD for inspiration of this video. I'll leave a link to his video in the description for a Bradford City League 2 version.
To be honest, considering this is the season we were champions, there was a lot of poor away days. We didn't win away until the last game of 2019, which was the 29th of December away at Wycombe Wanderers. So that, yeah, obviously we had a lot of poor away days, a lot of draws, quite a few, well, one or two losses anyway. And then after we really started to pick things up after Christmas, and that was obviously when it looked like we were going to be champions a lot more. Obviously, coming with that better away form is the consistent home form that we had this season, losing only one league game, which was an awful game against Tranmere. I don't know how we lost anyway, but you know, fair play to Tranmere. Unfortunately, they've been relegated, and I know Tranmere fans for some reason hate me, but I do feel a little bad that they have been relegated. Anyway, before this video starts, 54% of you guys that are watching this video are not subscribed, so please subscribe to this channel. I'm trying to get 5k probably before the end of the year. It doesn't matter if I do or no, but there we go. Leave a like as well on the video if you enjoy. I'm going to start off where the season started, because I thought, why not? Leamington's going to be the first away day, and I'm going to say it's an alright away day. I think the first away day of pre-season, which for the few years before Leamington was Sutton United, and I didn't enjoy that one as much. It's obviously a lovely ground, but there's never really many Coventry fans. And then before that, we used to always get the Nuneaton away, which was brilliant because it's like 10 minutes on the train and like a 10-minute walk to the ground. Leamington was a bit of a weird one. It's somewhere I'd been a couple times before anyway. I saw them get promoted to the National League North, beating Hitchin Town. Saw them play FC United in Manchester once. But no, I wouldn't say it was a poor away day. I'd say it was alright. 4-0 win. Got to see a load of new players play for the first time. Okay, ground, it is in the middle of nowhere, but it was somewhere different. And then staying in pre-season, we may as well go with the Liverpool under-23s game. It was a 0-0 draw. Like I'm not gonna pass it on anymore. It was a 0-0 draw against the Liverpool under-23 side, and the majority of the people there were Liverpool fans. It was bold. Oh my god, that was another 0-0 draw. How we scored 3 offside goals. Yeah, let's move on. Let's just why not Oxford away? I think that was kind of next, wasn't it? It was all right. Yeah. The atmosphere was good, but the result obviously dampened the day. Sold out away end at Oxford. It's not my favourite ground, to be honest. Only having three stands, but I do really enjoy going there. It's not too far. Always a good atmosphere. Always sell out. Unfortunately, wasn't the result that we wanted, but fair enough. I think it deserves to be alright. Not any higher, but I wouldn't really put it any lower, considering we've had quite a few poorer away days. Then Pompey, I think that was pretty much around that time as well. That's definitely going in top tier for another 3-3 draw. But this time we were 3-1 down. I think this was a week before Oxford, actually. This time we were 3-1 down on a Tuesday night, and Portsmouth, I said this to Tom in my last video. If you guys haven't watched that, the podcast is on the channel as well. If you want to go check it out, there's also a video on his channel. That they never actually go into a season and look like they're going to have a mid-table season. They're always a solid team. They're always up there. They were always like that in League 2, and they've been like that ever since promotion to League 1. They're now looking like they're going to get promoted via the playoffs. And to be honest, that's how it felt that day. You know, I didn't know that Portsmouth were going to have a dip of form and kind of go mid-table up until recently. But at the time, Portsmouth, in my head, were a team we had to beat. Watford away. That, I'm going to say it was a good day out, just because I remember finishing work that day. It was a week after Portsmouth, actually. Me and a few work colleagues and loads of people up on the train. Second time at Watford, I knew the way to the ground. So everyone was just following me. Like literally like a crowd of like 40 people were just following me, because like everyone was the word had gone round that I knew the way. But no, I enjoyed it. I like going to them bigger grounds, really, and I do like Watford Stadium. It's obviously my second time at Vicarage Road. The first time I went was a 0-0 draw with Crystal Palace. But the atmosphere in the away end was top notch. The home end, it wasn't brilliant, but like I think I can look at it this way. If Watford do go down, which would be unfortunate because I like it if they do stay up, I could see their home atmosphere in the Championship being a lot better than it would be on a Tuesday night in the Carabao Cup. Next up, Colchester. That was again in the first round of the FA Cup. Considering there wasn't many people there, I'm going to put it in good day out. This was our first competitive away win, I believe. Yeah, so that was great. Obviously, a new ground for me. I think it was the first new ground this season other than Rotherham for me with Coventry, so that's always good. MK Dons, this is the League one. I think I'm going to go straight onto the Cup one after because that was a lot worse. The League one was a 0-0 draw, but I'm putting it in alright because there was like 7,000 people. Pretty sure like every Coventry fan goes to MK Dons Away. You see faces that you haven't seen since the last MK Dons Away. It's mad. But yeah, I was on a lower tier. I think this was the first time I was ever on the lower tier. Atmosphere was okay. I think it was a bit. It's weird because it brings so many, you get so excited, and the game's so poor. Obviously, Hawula missed a penalty, and we never really got into the game. A lovely stadium. It's being wasted with MK Dons, though. I'll be honest. It's being wasted with a club that don't really have many home supporters. And I think I was thinking earlier if the Wimbledon story was MK Dons, so the owner of MK Dons had started his own club and wanted to push them up, I think they'd be so much more respectable than them just robbing a club. So I don't have much respect for MK Dons as a club, but at the same time I just look at it as a neutral way of, yeah, they've got a nice stadium, that's how it goes, and they're in League One. If I put this any higher, it would be an absolute joke. Tuesday night game, and I think this is what kind of annoys me about kind of, you know, football and this whole trophy really. That this isn't me slagging off the players, but it feels like you go to the game and you pay your money to go to a match, and obviously probably my stupidity going to Forest Green and MK Dons on Tuesday nights, but you pay like, really it's like still a 30-40 quid day out, going to watch the team away from home. I'm watching like such a dead performance. Obviously seeing some young players. The highlight of this game was Jody Jones came back. Losing to a team, like I expected something against MK Dons. Obviously we were looking at promotion, but this trophy, in my opinion anyway, is a great way to get to Wembley. We've seen Portsmouth do it like twice. They try really hard in the trophy. Obviously we've won the trophy and it's just, you know, a way of looking at like, oh yeah, but we could have technically kind of done the double this year if we'd have pushed on in this, but no, it was a 2-0 loss. Atmosphere was horrendous. I'm going to move on to Forest Green in this trophy, just get another negative one out of the way. I'm going to put it in below average. It was a 0-0 draw, but to be fair, it was better than last time. People are going to be like, we played Nuneaton away. It was in that, what's it called, trophy? Birmingham Senior Cup trophy. This is by far the worst game I went to last season. We lost 3-0, for anyone that doesn't know. And yes, people can say, oh, it was an under-23s team. Hawula played, I think. Jody Jones played. Jamie Allen played. Who's our second choice goalkeeper? He played. I can't think of his name. Ben Wilson. He played. And then obviously a few other players like Brumang, Wilbur Parga. We lost 3-0 on a Tuesday night in the freezing cold on steel stands. It was the least enjoyment I've ever had at a football game. Next up, we got Bristol Rovers in the Cup. I'm actually going to put that in good day out, considering it was a 2-2 draw. I've never enjoyed Bristol Rovers away so much. It was better than the one we won 1-0, which I'll get onto in a minute. 2-1, sorry. Which I'll get onto in a minute. It's just the magic of the FA Cup, you know. The atmosphere was good that day. Tony Craig scoring for Coventry City, which is brilliant, you know. Really wish I could say he was related to me, but he's clearly not. Bristol Rovers in the League, I'm going to say it was alright because we've won. But for me, I didn't enjoy it as much. I don't think we played too well. It was a good comeback from 1-0, but the atmosphere wasn't as good as the FA Cup one. I don't know what it was, but I think in the FA Cup, I think at this point, we were really, really excited to push on to the FA Cup, third round, big team. And the thing is, I don't know if you guys remember, but I remember we played these on a Tuesday night at home, and the atmosphere wasn't that good, considering if we won, we played Birmingham. I don't know. You guys remember? I don't know. I think if that was at the Rico, that would have been a brilliant game. Moving on, we've got Doncaster away. I love Doncaster away. It's a bowl of a stadium. Home atmosphere is never any good, but Coventry always bring a really good number. Always have some good fun at Doncaster away. And I'm going to put it in good day out. Yes, it was a good result. obviously winning away from home. I think it was 1-0. But to be fair, looking back at that game, it's one that a few people will probably forget about. Yeah, I love Doncaster away. It was a lot better than last year when we lost 2-0. But yeah, it was a great atmosphere. That's all I can say. A great atmosphere. Alright, next one we're going to go for is Burton away. I don't really like this away day. I know it was a 0-0 draw again. One conversation I had this day was with someone. I went over to someone at half time. It's actually the guy that's in my YouTube profile picture, not Sanjay, but Russell. And I went over to Russell and I said, "What do you think of the first half?" He goes, "I don't know, I can't see anything." I think that sums up Burton away, to be honest, because there's too many people in that stand. Health and safety needs to be looked into. I don't even care. That terrace is just way too small for the amount of people they try and cram into it. I've been there 3 times, stood on the exact same stand 3 times, moaned 3 times that there's no room. Obviously, people that watch football in the 80s will be looking at this, laughing at me, thinking that was me every week at Highfield Road, etc. Fair enough, but at the same time, that's just me complaining. I don't particularly like Burton away. Rotherham United away, we lost 4-0. I'm not going to say anything else. No, that's way too low. Yep, there. It was all right. I'm not going to say too much about this away day. Atmosphere was nothing. It didn't feel like it. Honestly, it didn't feel like Sunderland away. Okay, next up is Shrewsbury away. I'm going to put that there. That's probably going to be the last one in the bottom one. We lost 2-1 away from home. You've got like the Green Street elite, bloody 12-year-old starting and you in the corner. Really kind of just wasn't our day at all. Didn't really seem up for it at all the whole game. I think Shrewsbury have always just that dirty team that just try and, get away with anything. Well, I don't know. I mean, I didn't enjoy it, but happily I saw us score a goal away at Shrewsbury after how many times I've been there, so fair enough. But it was still a 2-1 loss, but I am really happy that I'm never going to have to go back there, well, until we get relegated to League One. Hopefully. Sunderland away. This is the last one of 2019, other than Wycombe. We'll get onto that next then. I'm going to put it in all right. The home atmosphere is never very good there, but for me it just didn't feel like Sunderland away. But every time we play Sunderland, I feel as if our team are just so up for it and our fans are just so up for it. It didn't feel like that. It was just a rainy day, very miserable atmosphere from both fans. Obviously we weren't winning away from home. We went 1-0 up, and after that it just was a bit dead, and Sunderland were getting at us, and I think, to be honest, and this is not me being biased, this is just genuinely how I feel. I feel like Sunderland could be in League One for at least another 5 years. This probably won't age well, but just hear me out. You're getting rid of players like John McLaughlin, who's a goalkeeper way better than Lee Burge, and I'm saying this honestly. You're getting rid of your best choice goalkeeper. You're not going to offer him a better contract that he wants, and you're going to settle for a player like Lee Burge, and that's the sort of club that they've become now, just settling for what they've got. And I guarantee it will happen with many other players. Say if Luke O'Nien was to leave, they probably wouldn't bring in a replacement just as good. They'd probably look and think, oh, we've got this centre midfielder who is probably just as good. That's how they see it, probably just as good. So yeah, to be fair, Sunderland away, it's a massive stadium, you're up in the gods, you can never really create too much of a good atmosphere, but nothing will ever beat that 5-4 win there. That was absolutely brilliant that day from a couple seasons ago. Wycombe away, you know what, I hate Wycombe away, but it's going in best day out. Honestly, it was our first away win since Sunderland away, the 5-4 back in April. And it was a 4-1 win against the top of the league, Wycombe. Home atmosphere wasn't that good. The ground is a bit of a weird one. It's in the middle of nowhere, and it's a nightmare to get out of. But yeah, definitely one that I'm so glad I was there, because the atmosphere that day was top notch, brilliant from the City fans, and it was kind of the turning point in the season. You've got to look at it. That was definitely a turning point in the season. Peterborough away, that was definitely in 2019. Sorry. Yeah, it was all right. We had that Biamu goal, which was brilliant. The atmosphere is always great at Peterborough away. The reason it's not going in good day out is, again, the ending. Look, Sunderland away. I think if we won at Sunderland and we won at Peterborough, both being good day out, or probably best day out. But nah, it was just them scoring in the last minute. I can't remember what happened exactly, but I remember people blaming Morosi. Or it was probably everyone blames McFadzine. Okay, moving on to the last few, Tranmere away. I'm kind of gutted Tranmere have been relegated to League Two. I mean, I know that we're not really going to play any of these teams, but I do feel quite bad. Anything I've said about Tranmere in the past, I am really sorry, because I know quite a few Tranmere fans aren't exactly my biggest fans. But nah, I think I'm going to put it in best day out. This was probably one of my favourite away games. Obviously, a new stadium for me. Atmosphere was great from the Coventry fans from start to finish. We started off really, really lively, and Tranmere didn't really get into the game other than the very poor pitch. Great day out, and I love Liverpool, kind of Manchester area, the northwest. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, northwest. Love the northwest. Another one in the northwest, Rochdale away. This is going to go a good day out because I like going to Rochdale. It's kind of one of them grounds that aren't, in my opinion, there's not really much to it. You're in the best stand. The home atmosphere is not that good. There was like 12-year-olds kind of giving it large the whole game, and all like the drunk cough fans were just styling on them, which was pretty funny. But yeah, decent result. Michael Rose scored for us. I think it was 2-1. Atmosphere was good. Obviously, we brought the drum that day as well, and I think that was probably one of the first games that really made me feel like Coventry were going to go up. And yeah, if the season had carried on, would we have gone up? Hopefully, we would have finished champions as well. I think, obviously, the way football is, it's a very weird season to kind of judge everything on. But yeah, this was a really good away game. Next is Birmingham away. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's even though we lost on pens, and even though I was absolutely gutted, at least for the rest of the week, or probably two, because I remember we drew the Bolton the week after, and I was still a bit in a mood. But it was a great experience. I have to look back on it now. Sorry, of how much I enjoyed that day as a whole. Getting to St Andrews, and it felt like a big game. It had a big game feel on it. It was the first big game feel, and probably the last big game feel that I've had all season. Playing against Birmingham, Bakayoko with the opener, man. It was just, and Biamu got the other one. It was just one of them days that I'll never forget. We'll never forgive Harley Dean for that last minute equaliser, but you know, it's typical Cov City. Hopefully next season we can get 6 points against Blues. It'd be brilliant. I've always liked Blues. I've never really held too much of a grudge against them, but at the same time, it was just one of them days. It was just upsetting, man. Like, not to go, and I think it was just going to play Leicester. That was the thing. Obviously, Leicester away was an away day a lot of Cov fans had never seen before. But at the same time, it weren't like we were going to win the FA Cup, because look at things now. But it's a bit of a shame. But you know, I was proud to support Cov that night, and I think that's what matters really when you leave a ground. And yes, I was in the mood. I was just like, oh, I hate football. You know, I'm pretty sure I tweeted like 5 times I hate football. But I was proud to support Cov that night, and I think that's all that matters. Ipswich, this is going to go here for the context looking back on it. This is the last time I saw most of my mates. This was the last time I saw City play, and the atmosphere was brilliant. I think this just sums things up. Portman Road, 7th of March 2020. Left that ground, speaking to a few mates about Shrewsbury the week after, saying, see you next week. A lot of people didn't know what was going to happen, and I think it's very sad to look at where the world is now 3 months later. I don't want to be negative, and I don't want to be negative, but looking at the context of this game, it was just a great atmosphere. Good to get 3 points, and I think it's a good last memory. You know, I don't want to leave the champion winning season on us losing like 3-0 to Shrewsbury at St Andrews, but that's just how things are. Finally, Southend United away. That's going to go a good day out. It's one of them, isn't it? It was a good win against bottom of the league. Can't really say too much more. Atmosphere was good from the Coventry fans. We brought a really, really good number. And to be fair, Southend probably have got one of the best home atmospheres I've seen this season. Fair play to Southend. Hope you guys come straight back up, because definitely not a club that should be in League Two. Anyway, guys, that is my tier list for my Coventry City away days. Obviously, I didn't say this at the start. I didn't go to Fleetwood away. Bully me in the comments if you want. I don't care. Anyway, leave a like on this video and subscribe if you're new to the channel, like I've said. And I'll see you guys in a bit. Goodbye.